But my name is Toussaint E. Summers Jr., and I am running for the position of mayor for the city of Bern. The theme and the core of this campaign centers around each of you and your involvement in your government. Our slogan, as you see on our sign, community-involved government. So you might ask, why community-involved government? The answer is not complicated. This is your government. You need to be involved. We all have an obligation to get involved. Your attendance here today shows you understand you have a role to play. For me to be successful as a candidate, for me to be successful as a mayor, I need your involvement. There's no limit to the resources available in our community. Everyone has a shared responsibility in the safety and welfare of our great city. Civic involvement and public service form our solid foundation. All stakeholders will and must have a say in how their city is run. Everyone, I can't say that enough, everyone shares in the responsibility. As been stated, I don't have any previous political experience. I've never held a political office before, but I have a wealth of local government experience, which includes over 23 years of executive law enforcement leadership experience, 10 of which, almost 10 years, here in the city of New Bern. From working and living here, I have gained a unique understanding of the city and its residents, its needs, and its potential. As shown during major disasters, and I've been through a few since I've been here over the 10 years, New Bern is strong. The challenge is channeling the same spirit of strength and involvement in our government. That's what it's all about when we speak of community-involved government. Channeling that same spirit. We are New Bern Strong. As your mayor, I will promote our strength, which is found, our strength is found in the people as we work together. I was going to share a little bit about my background. Seems like everybody has more or less talked about my background. I'll confirm some of it, how about that? Like many now living in the city, I migrated south over 10 years ago and fell in love with my new home, the city of New Bern. I was born in Northern Virginia, where my wife, please stand. Born in Northern Virginia, where my wife and I raised our family, 2 daughters and 1 son. And as Denise stated, I now have 10 grandchildren. 10, so let's hear it. That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear, you don't look that old. And I have 10 grandchildren and 1 precious great-grand. The biggest influences in my life were my paternal grandparents, aunts, great-aunts, and great-uncles. Their faith in God helped me form my own faith in God. Their experiences, their wisdom, and stories of the past helped to foster my admiration for seniors and learn the importance of respect and dignity for everyone. After graduating from high school, I earned a Bachelor of Science degree from American University, and then I went on to Virginia Commonwealth University, where I earned a master's certificate in administration of justice. I also graduated from the Virginia State Police Administrative Officers School, which is a coveted school in Virginia. And I'm proud to say that I am a graduate of the FBI National Academy, Class 181. That was a great honor. I love people. I truly believe public service is my calling. I wouldn't be standing here today if this wasn't my calling. And I believe we can accomplish almost anything when we work together. As chief of police in 2 unique communities, in Herndon, Virginia, and here in New Bern, I was able to analyze needs, community needs, and make organizational adjustments to meet those needs, and expect to be able to do the same thing as mayor. I have developed a deep respect for the people of New Bern, and this is where I want to live and dedicate my time to making this community a great community. It will be my honor to serve as your mayor. Here are some of the things that, some of my vision, some of the things I hope to accomplish as mayor. I will promote open communications by providing increased opportunities for your voice to be heard. I will empower our talented city personnel to make decisions. I strongly believe government works best when bureaucracy is reduced and stakeholders are empowered to solve problems at the lowest level possible. I will foster a spirit of collaboration. I will bring government to the people through information settings at various locations throughout the city. An example, visiting high schools to establish a local government day, or segueing or tagging off of coffee with a cop, maybe something like chat with the mayor. I pledge to be accessible. An example of bringing the government to the community can be found in some of the initiatives that I had as police chief, and I'll just talk about one. One which Denise mentioned was the essay writing contest. The police department sponsored an annual essay writing contest for our elementary school students. And they were asked to write about what it means to be a responsible citizen. After the essays were written, we had a group of citizens who would review the essays, and it was very hard, but we had to select the winner. So we select the winner. And I made a surprise visit to each school to recognize the winner. The excitement in the eyes of our children and the parents' pride reinforced my purpose as a public service. So, on the side, as a reward for the winner of the essay contest, they were allowed to either have lunch with an officer at their school with their class, or they could choose to go trick-or-treating with yours truly. Now, imagine, if you will, me in uniform, and my disguise was, did anybody remember, I'm sure my age, Groucho Marx. Well, I had a pair of Groucho Marx glasses with his nose and the beard. And the way me and the young person went. And when I knocked on the door, the surprise, the homeowner was priceless. On a more serious note, as a former employee, I have a unique perspective of the city workflow as it works, of the city workflow as it relates to its organizational structure. The mayor and the aldermen are charged with setting the agenda for the city. As mayor, I pledge to involve all stakeholders in developing the city's agenda, including citizens, city staff, religious communities, businesses of various sizes. I support controlled growth. We've got to continue to grow. This is a great city. People are going to want to come to live here. But the controlled growth have to utilize good urban planning. Controlled growth means that the city must be able to provide the services as the city grows. There should always be a balance between commercial and residential. All growth should be compatible with the surroundings in terms of its intended use and the design of the structure. I will collaborate with all stakeholders to maintain New Bern's distinction of having one of the lowest tax rates in the city. I pay taxes here too. I'm going to pay what I have to. The city is blessed with many unique communities. I will focus, I think this is important, I will focus on establishing a minimum expectation for neighborhood quality of life. Far too long, some of our neighborhoods flood during average rainfall. Can you imagine that, just an average rainfall and the community floods? This is not a new problem. And I don't believe anyone in this city believes that is an acceptable quality of life. I'll ensure a disaster preparedness plan that works for all neighborhoods and all people. Pedestrian sidewalks are important. Pedestrian sidewalks need to be maintained and added in our major corridors. It pained me to have our officers have to work a pedestrian accident simply because there was no sidewalk for the pedestrian to walk on. I would also like to see an increase in nature trails. That's important. I am a careful listener and an experienced mentor, and I'm willing and able to make tough decisions. I'm committed to being visible and accessible. I fully understand the power of partnerships and seek to build more of them. I realize that any success that I had as chief of police was due to the professional men and women of the New Bern Police Department and the willingness of our community to get involved. I can't emphasize enough that you, as an individual, is vital to any success that I may have as a candidate or as mayor. Your involvement starts by registering to vote and then exercising that right to vote. But here's the catch. It shouldn't stop there. We all must continue to stay involved. You've taken that first step. And I want to thank you for your willingness to get involved just by being here today. Over the next several months, as we approach Election Day, I hope to have an opportunity to hear what you want from your government, but even more importantly, how you plan to be a part of it. Between now and election, I need your support. And I thought I'd never say this as chief of police. Money was something that I never discussed with chief of police. Campaigning costs money, unfortunately. And I'm learning that the hard way. So I need your support financially. But I'll be happy just to have your support as volunteers. We need volunteers. We need people to spread the word that we are about a change. Several of you have already arranged for neighborhood meet and greets, and I'm so grateful for that. I look forward to meeting you and hearing your thoughts. Our aim is to start a movement of change. A movement where no one takes credit for successes and no one takes blame for temporary setbacks. You can say, well, how is that? That's because we're all in this together. You can't point fingers at me as mayor because I'm only carrying out what you wish to do. And if I fall short, maybe it's because you weren't there to help me get where we need to be. We're in this together. I can't do it alone. We are New Bern strong. Our strength is maximized when we come together, focusing on our shared values and beliefs. And I know those shared values and beliefs include human dignity and respect for everyone. Focusing on those shared values and beliefs, we can achieve great things. Again, thank you so much for being here today. It doesn't end here. We have a lot of work to do, and I really, really need your support, not only through the campaign, but when, I said if, when I am mayor, I really need your support. Thank you.